Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Thanks for coming on by and checking out this video. Appreciate your time and your support. Today we're going to be talking about the Google Pixel 6a, my Google Pixel 6a, and my experience. And that's been a little bit over a week now. And with that, I'm going to share my negatives / cons. But not really. And I'll explain what the not really means. And it's in the title. Now, for some of you, what I share with you, you're going to agree with, or you might not. But if you have the 6A, bam, let me know what your cons are. And I'll be doing a separate video at some point in time about the positives. And really, there's just a lot of greatness to this little device here. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a refined A-series device from everything previous of it. Google took all of what it has given us with the A-series and just fine-tuned it, and bam, that's what the Google Pixel 6a is. But now I'm sharing a positive, right? So let's get to the first one, which is the size. As comfortable as it is in hand, I like a bigger device. I really do. And I'm usually going to spend my money on a bigger device, something that's 6.5 inches and over. So even though it could be a negative or a con, it's not really. Because it's still a great looking display. It is vivid, it is sharp, it is bright, and it allows me to enjoy my media content. So it's not really, but a bigger display is always going to be my first choice. There's the first, not really, negative / con. Headphone jack. Would I have loved to have a headphone jack? Sure. I'll take a headphone jack any day of the week. I love being wired in. I'd rather be wired in than utilizing Bluetooth. That's just me. It's old school. But we don't have a headphone jack. That could be a con / negative. But not really. You know what I'm saying? Not really. But I got to throw it out there because I would have really loved to have had one. But I can live without it. 3 would probably be the fingerprint reader that's missing on the back. I love having a fingerprint reader on the back of a Pixel device. And we don't have one anymore. The previous A-series, yes. Now, no. The A-series no longer will have, most likely will not have, the fingerprint reader on the rear. I will take that over an under-display fingerprint reader. Even though the under-display fingerprint reader works really great on the 6A, that's just what I prefer. I hope at some point in time that Google considers bringing that back. Probably won't. But is it a negative? Is it a con? Not really. Because I do enjoy the fingerprint reader that's under the display of the Google Pixel 6a. It works. It works great. And I have no complaints there on that part of it. It's just that something that I really enjoy isn't here. So it's a not really. Number 4, I would have to say, and no, it's not wireless charging. I know for some of you, wireless charging is a big deal, but it isn't for me. It really isn't. I don't use it enough. Out here in my little YouTube area here, I do use my wireless charger. I have a Samsung wireless charger, but overall, I plug in. That's just what I do. So that's not going to be in my list, but for some of you, I know that's a big deal. So it's not something I really think about. That we don't have 4K at least 30 frames per second on the front. Okay, I know that this isn't a flagship device. It is a mid-tier device. Some may say it's a budget mid-tier. $449 to me, in my opinion, brings that right up to about mid-tier. Okay, so let me just put out what I really would have loved to see. 1080p 30/60, 4K 30, and 60/60. But now I'm being really greedy, right? I get it, $449. So what logically at $449, if they would have asked me, they being Google, I would have said at least 1080p 30 and 60. Now, if I want to be a little greedy, I want that 4K 30. So now that I got that out of the way, is it really a con and a negative? Not really, because at 1080p 30 frames per second, the video quality on the front-facing camera is amazing. It is amazing, and it is smooth. Stabilization is smooth. Vivid, sharp, detailed video. Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Thanks for coming on by and checking out this update video on my Google Pixel 6a. Shooting this vid in 1080p 30 frames per second on a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. Front-facing camera, let me know how everything looks, how everything sounds, and how the stability does in this video. Yeah, it's going to be above 100. Yesterday was above 100. And, yeah, it's hot. So, yeah, not really. Not really a con, not really a negative. It's just what I would have liked to see on the front-facing camera. And number 5 is charging. Now, I have not done any tests when it comes to charging. All I know is that this smartphone charges really slow, really slow. Battery life is sufficient, and I talked about that in my 5-day update. You can go watch that video if you haven't. But it is one of the slowest charging devices that I own. And I have tried different cables, and it still pretty much charges the same. But I still get through my day. I still get sufficient battery life, screen on time, and a spread time from the time I unplug and plug back in. Now, if you've done a test on this area with your 6A, let me know down below how long it's taken to charge from 0 to 100%. I don't think I'm ever going to let it hit 0. Okay, it's going to get down there, and then I'm just going to plug it in. That's what I'm going to do. So there you go. Those are my 5 negatives / cons, but not really. With the charging, I can work with it, so it will work for me. Figure out how to do that with any of your smartphones, not just the Google Pixel 6a. All right, so there you go. Anything you want to comment on, leave it down below. Let's talk about it. Let's share the info. And if you have done a charging test, let me know how long it takes to charge your Google Pixel 6a. But overall, folks, this smartphone, let me show it to you again, is a breath of fresh air, a refined experience on a Pixel A series smartphone from Google. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Peace. I am out.